yo.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dudes paid in full, gunning to be the best.
We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring. Let's just freaking wrestle.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by yours truly on Podomatic, YouTube, Spotify, wherever else we find this fine audio recording, and live on my YouTube channel and on hero-club.com. We talk about professional wrestling we talk about professional wrestling both in the mainstream and independent scene. I need to write down the script now. I need to write it in a cue card again. God damn it! My name's Matty J. That is TWK. Yeah, it sounds like that's what I'm doing after the show.
Drinking a Mountain Dew Major. You're drinking Mountain Dew Major Melon?
Oh, I did have some Baja Blast earlier.
Ah,
To be
cool.
fair.
That's good. Good choice.
Just the cracking of the can. I was like, "Yep, beer time. Definitely
Good choice,
beer time."
Mr. J.
I have tried Pitch Black. It's shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Shintigercurl.
Hey guys, it's the Wrestle-Cast. Wrestle-Cast, this is one of the best Wrestle-Casts around because it's the only broadcast that's fantastic.
I don't know that one. I'm sorry. I should.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Roman Reigns. That Samoan hunk beef is acknowledge-tastic.
Oh, and happy birthday to Devil Pogo Stick's mother.
Oh, happy birthday! Yeah.
Devil Pogo Stick's mom's birthday. Well, that woman is Devil Pogo-tastic.
I'm sorry. I'm lost. Shin,
Same here. For context, for those who don't know, Shin warned us that he was going for a Conan O'Brien or a late night with Conan O'Brien skit. And
There was a guy. I was going for the fantastic guy, and he would, and when Conan would talk about who was coming on, he would say, "Oh, that person's coming on. They're fantastic," or do something similar with their name and go "tastic" at the end. And then
I'll be honest. I've never seen that one.
And then when Conan mentions his own program, he goes, eh. And he's like,
The usual self-deprecating humor.
and Conan's like, you like everything, you like all the guests, but you think the rest of the show is crap? Not crap, Conan, craptastic. And every time he'd say it, the camera would zoom in on him, and he'd give a nice thumbs up.
All
Yeah,
right,
it definitely sounds like a Conan bit.
It's sounding vaguely familiar now.
I've never seen this one personally, but it definitely sounds like a Conan style bit. Because he loves self-deprecating humor.
He is a self-deprecator. Well, he is Irish, and most of us with Irish blood do like to self-deprecate every once in a while.
You're Irish? I thought you were French.
Well, okay. So, French, for sure. There's some German. There's about 20% Irish in there.
Wait a minute. Matty, you're part Irish?
Yeah.
Matty J is part Irish. Oh my God, there's no reason to live. There's no reason to live. Where's my canoe? There's no reason to live.
Hey, time out. I'm still 90% Quebecois here.
There's no reason to live. Where's my canoe? There's no reason to live.
Now that definitely sounds like a Conan bit.
That's a Conan bit right there.
Because I remember there being a canoe on set.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all on YouTube. Check them out.
I need to binge some Conan O'Brien every now and again because, goddamn, that guy was amazing. In fact, he's so amazing that during the last writer's strike, that's when he really showed how great of an improv comedian he was.
Oh, there's also the late night fight, which is, that good too.
Also, best of luck to all the writers on strike. All they're asking for is 3% of residuals. That's all they're asking for.
Disney going, never.
Because they want literally all of the money. All of it. Greedy fucks.
Speaking of greedy fucks, fuck the Fed. They got Backlash going on, by the way. And for those wondering, wait, there's Backlash? Yeah. And I don't give a shit. None of these two. They'll get my viewership back when Vince McMahon either leaves or dies or both. But we are a wrestling podcast. We got to give them some lip service. The card is ongoing. Let me just refresh the page. They started with Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. They went 18 minutes. And Seth Rollins defeated Omos, thank God, in 10.
Thank you.
Austin Theory won the triple threat in 6:51. That's a crime. That's short. With Riddle, Owens, and
Bronson Reed.
Bro, I don't know who pinned who, but Austin Theory retained.
Still a waste of Bronson Reed.
6:51 is a waste. I agree.
Yeah.
15 minutes with two big dudes throwing Austin Theory around with Austin Theory coming away with a win. Come on, guys. 6:51 is too fucking short.
Earlier this year, or was it last year, whenever, was like an Impact and New Japan was just tearing things up over there.
He was in the bloody G1, for God's sakes.
He pinned Okada.
Waste of talent. Moving on. Right now, the rest of the card has Riddle, Owens, and Zayn taking on the bloodline that do not include Roman Reigns or Paul Heyman, so it should still be good. Replay versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. We will if other results come in, I'll let you of it. Other than Bork Laser and Cody face Rhodes is Woe face Rhodes, I should say, is part of a main event. Ish.
JC says Reed was pinned.
Reed.
Who was the other third of that match?
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Lashley could have eaten the pin.
Yeah.
Bronson did not eat that pin.
Bobby Lashley could have used that fucking win. He gave him the Andre the Giant thing and nothing. You're wasting both big talented big dudes, Vince. Yeah, Triple H is running creative. Bullshit.
No, Matty, they're actually this is par for the course. I mean, who has actually been success? Which Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner has actually gone on to any kind of major success?
I'm still gonna call bullshit.
Technically, Matt Hardy.
Possibly.
Outside of that, Claudio's ROH World Champion now.
But
how about in the Fed, T-Dub?
Well, in Stone WWE, nobody.
Thank you. Moving on.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that because it's my job. It's my job as a guy in a microphone doing the talking wrestling thing. These two are just here to make it funny. Let's get to it. We have some Dynamite news. We have to flip a middle finger at Vince McMahon in the form of Wembley Stadium borderline selling the fuck out on just pre-sales orders alone. And all that good shit. More Dynamite, including some backwoods farm stuff, highlighting both Dynamite and Rampage. We'll get. You will never see a particular gentleman in the same way again. After seeing one of those sketches. I dare you to try. But we got to get to it. We do have a clip of the week this week, and it would have been easy to throw in a few other clips, but I have to highlight what they're doing with the Trios Championship. I think it's interesting. I am all for it, ladies and gentlemen. House of Black.
These titles are tainted. They serve as a reminder that in this company there are those that get away with murder and those who are punished for following the rules.
We will not let tradition fade and call it talent.
Because change starts when people act. That being said, welcome to the open house.
No shortcuts, no escapes, no mercy. Any three competitors teaming up will have a shot at our titles.
However, there's a catch.
Under house rules, the following applies. 20-second countouts.
You will not be safe on the outside. You will not run away when it gets hard. We will force you to be harder.
No rope escapes.
Because the true nature of man is measured in its ability to withstand pain. There is no easy way out. You will fight or submit.
DQ is enforced. Dealer's choice. You decide what the rule is. Why? Because it's fair, and balance is all we have.
Come one, come all. Because the house
always
wins.
Welcome to the open house.
Well, there you have it. Sorry, I should have said take a listen on that shit. He wanted to say something else. I just went, House of Black.
It's okay. I got my timing mixed up. It's okay.
It is what it is. Don't worry about it. That being said, yeah, that is coming up next Wednesday, and that's going to be a thing.
That it is. I'm for one looking forward to it.
Yeah, more Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews on TV is always a good idea.
Actually, and I dug the fact that they're making their own rules for this challenge. Like, it's not just them an open challenge. Is you want any three of you want these belts? You got to play by the house's rules.
Yeah, and the 20-second count, good call. That's what I'm going to say there. All right, T-Dub, you got the list of stuff to talk about. Let's go for it.
All right, first up, we have news for All In. Originally, when I made this list, when I started making the news list, we were just at over 35,000 tickets sold, but as of today, after all the pre-sale tickets and after the first day of sales yesterday, we're now up to over 60,000.
65 today, as a matter of fact. So it's slowing down a little bit, but give it the right main event, it will sell out.
Yeah, everyone has to note that this is before the first match is even announced, and we still have months to go, months before the show starts.
I don't even have a clue what the main event could even be.
Mace and I have a hunch it might be Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega.
And at this point, Warner Brothers has to be thinking about streaming this on Max. They have to.
Well, let's put it this way. This is a pay-per-view, T-Dub. I know last week you said there's no way, but looking at the map and everything else, this is set up to be pay-per-view. And yes, we know All Out's next week or the week before. Who cares? As we know, this is going to be televised in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. Might be the largest episode of Collision they might do since it's on a Saturday.
Yep. And people still just won't give AEW the credit they deserve for doing this.
No, because they just have their blinders on. They just think, if it's not WWE, it's not worth talking about.
Like, considering the era that we all grew up in, especially me, dealing with the fact that you had limited options about what you could watch as far as wrestling goes. Like, it was just WCW, WWE, or WWF, and maybe ECW if you had the channels for it, but that was it. You wanted to watch...
The internet wasn't really much of a thing. If you knew how to trade, then you could do that. But if it was on television, you couldn't watch it. Whereas nowadays, you can literally watch anything.
I mean, if you're a true wrestling fan, you should be elated that you're having so many damn options for wrestling. But instead, you got these so-called fans who'd rather all these businesses go out of business and all these wrestlers be out of jobs and go to WWE than have the scene thrive. And I'm like, you're...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll say, like, Right now, you can watch wrestling from around the world as it's airing live. Just, that's madness. Think about, like, go back in time 20 years ago and tell someone that that's possible. They will tell you bullshit.
Yeah.
And yet, WWE is the best again. NXT. Fuck, you know, I tell those people who want to say no, WWE's better. Fuck you. Just straight up, fuck you. I am beyond telling you you should do this. You should do that. No, fuck you. You're trying to fuck up a good thing. Go fuck yourself.
I even got into it with a guy on Facebook who said, and I quote, if you're not in the WWE or if you're not trying to be in the WWE, then you should not be wrestling. Period.
Fuck you.
Tell that to Okada.
Tell that to Minoru Suzuki. Tell that to Kenta Kobashi or any of the 4 pillars under heaven.
And try to not have your nose goddamn broken.
Yeah. This is like saying, oh, if you're not in a major Hollywood blockbuster directed by an Academy Award-winning director with a great script, you shouldn't be acting. Like, that's not how that works.
No, there are some people who just like doing independent films.
And there are just some people who know WWE is not the be-all, end-all of professional wrestling anymore. And
I find it to be amazing that there are so many ways wrestlers can make money now, make a living without going to WWE. So that way they have options. Like if they want to, they can, but if they don't want to, they don't have to in order to wrestle and make a living.
Yeah. You don't have to you don't even have to go to AEW. The wrestlers have options. If they don't want to work for AEW, that's fine. You have options. You can go to Impact. You can go to New Japan. You can go to All Japan. You can go to Noah. You can go to GCW. You can go to AAA.
Can we just stop and say that anyone that just wants to support WWE and fuck everybody else, the word is fuck you and that's it? Because I think at this point, we've made this point abundantly clear on this show so many times.
And unfortunately, we're probably going to have to make it clear multiple times over in the future because some folks just won't learn.
Unless someone goes on this show in our chat that says that, I'm putting a moratorium on that. Y'all know what the fuck we're thinking at this point. If someone challenges us, we'll do it. But beyond that, I'm done screaming into a brick wall here. Fuck them.
Ah, the bad luck Fale method.
Yeah.
Fuck. Somebody make that a button. One of you make it a button.
I know it is a button. I know it's a button.
Yeah, I know, I've heard you use that one before.
Aha. Hey, WWE is best. If you're not in there, you guys fuck them. Thank you.
Thank you to the Rogue General.
Thank you, Bad Luck Fale.
So yeah, it's just I am absolutely happy, over the moon with AEW's success. Especially, it's just absolutely amazing to see them go from just going from 10,000 people arena to then a 20,000 person arena, and now a 90,000 person stadium that might actually sell out. That's just fantastic.
Wembley, of all places.
The home of SummerSlam '93.
So if you're a wrestling fan and you do not like that, fuck you. Moving on.
I know. We know the Brits are going to like it because
there you go.
Everybody knows the Brits are fucking rabid when it comes to pro wrestling. Doesn't matter who it is.
Well, it's going to be a good old sing-along show for that one. I can't wait. But in other news, AEW just made their latest signee, backstage correspondent, Mr. Will Washington of Fightful.com.
Kudos. Never heard of him, but kudos.
He's one of the hosts of the Grapsody podcast with Righteous Reg and Megaran.
Familiar with Megaran, not familiar with the other guy.
Oh, Righteous Reg is cool too as well. Like, I've listened to a few episodes of Grapsody. It's really good stuff. And Will Washington is just an amazing dude. I'm so glad he's on here. And also he's going to help with social media correspondence as well, because AEW's needed someone in that department for quite a few years.
True.
And he's also probably going to help tightening the shows with Tony Khan. So
if there's any help needed, it's right there.
Yep, so an absolutely fantastic signing. For those not familiar with Will Washington, I guarantee this is probably going to be one of the more underrated signings this year.
Yeah, this is a huge pickup, and it's not even funny how huge that is.
Yeah. Now, in some bad news, Dark and Elevation have come to an end.
Yeah, with Collision coming into the foreground, Dark and Dark Elevation on YouTube at least are no longer going to be a show. They've been effectively canceled. With Collision being like the B show and Rampage going to what Dark and Dark Elevation did, essentially. That's the short version of the plan there.
Yeah, it seems to be the way things are going, and it is kind of sad because there's a lot of people who were able to get some shine on Dark and Elevation. People like
The Acclaimed.
people like
The Acclaimed.
What?
Yeah.
The Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed. Yep. If it wasn't for Dark, there would be no Acclaimed.
I think Dark and Dark Elevation were products of their time. They needed a platform to get a lot of people who work during the pandemic. That's what it did. With Rampage, Ring of Honor, with Rampage and Ring of Honor around, you don't necessarily need something on YouTube like that to the same effective velocity.
Yeah, you'd run the risk of oversaturation at that point.
That's true. Although I will miss the commentary teams.
Oh, I think that's the thing that I'm going to miss the most, especially with Daddy Magic and Big Show.
Yeah, just like both commentary teams would just be two guys just riffing on wrestling, not giving a shit about anything.
Including Eddie Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Lulu!
Yeah, Eddie Kingston loves the Joshis.
No, he just loves Lulu.
Let's see, next news here. Kind of surprising news. I wasn't expecting to come across this. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, Drew McIntyre is, at this point in time, specifically right now, could change later, Drew McIntyre is leaning towards leaving WWE later this year once his contract expires.
He's been done dirty, folks. Can't blame him.
True. I really wanted to see him go a little bit farther in the E, but if this is the way he wants to go, then I'm all for him.
Yeah, and this goes even further because usually main event talents are made aware of where they're being drafted to. Drew was not.
Yeah, that kind of tells you what the company thinks about him, sadly.
They gave him a year-long run during the lockdown era, but once the crowds came back, his title run went away and never came back.
And he's never gotten another chance at it.
Which is a shame because he was a good champion during that era. It's just that there weren't any fans in the venues to appreciate it. He's got to be one of the most done dirty world champions of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to be world champion at WrestleMania, beating Brock Lesnar, and he does it in front of absolutely no one. Can you imagine how much that must suck for Drew?
And when the crowds return, that's when he loses the belt. He deserves so much better. He really does. You can't really blame him for being frustrated because, he goes out there, he does his damnedest. He never phones in a single performance.
Hell no.
He could have easily done that too and just been super frustrated, but he went out there, did his damnedest, and it still was just never good enough for the higher ups, which is just a shame.
Mm-hmm. If he's got to go, I would like to see him either go back to Impact or try his hand in New Japan.
Oh, God, him in the G1 would be amazing.
Yeah, New Japan could use a nice, big, giant, fuck-off gaijin in their ranks.
And the kind of guy is the kind of guy that works so fucking hard to gain approval that he will do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just him on a normal Tuesday, the way that they work over in Japan. That outfit drew perfectly like a glove. So seeing him against people like Suzuki, Okada, Tanahashi, sign me up for that.
Drew versus Ishii for the never open weight belt, or just Drew versus Ishii, period.
That's a G1 match right there.
Or a match that'll make you happy, Shin. A match that will sell out arenas all over Japan. Drew McIntyre, IWGP World Heavyweight Title match versus your favorite wrestler, Doki.
Squash match.
All right, I see now what I have to do. It's all right. Just keep talking amongst yourselves. I need to go over to Fiverr.
Make sure it's doggy style this time, or hedgehog style, I guess.
Don't, and on top of Matt Taven. Yeah, I'm.
Well, one thing that's getting done doggy style is logic, because Triple H yesterday during a press conference for Backlash stated that for the Raw World Heavyweight title, the wrestlers involved in it will be both from Raw and SmackDown.
You just don't give a shit anymore, do you, Junior? And again, people are saying it's not Vince running. No, fuck you. It's Vince running the goddamn thing.
Anybody who is familiar with Triple H's booking style from the Black and Gold era knows what his booking style looks like and knows what Vince's booking style looks like. This is Vince up and down.
It just makes no sense. Like, okay, we're going to have a draft. Raw people will be on Raw, SmackDown people will be on SmackDown, and for the first ever Raw World Heavyweight title, everyone gets to compete for it.
As someone in JD's chat accurately pointed out when he ranted on it, Raw has more than enough talent to run a 16-man tournament. Hell, they got enough talent over there to run a 32-man tournament if they wanted to.
Easily.
This...
And hell, you're going to tell me Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, winner gets a bye in the tournament, or that's like round one of the tournament? That's not going to sell the pay-per-view? That's not your main event? No, 4 triple threats, SmackDown. No, and SmackDown's involved. Guess who else is on SmackDown, your tribal chiefness? You know, there's a meme of a bunch of belts being introduced, and Roman Reigns gets them, you know. And Paul Heyman made the promo. Wouldn't that title look relevant? I'm like, fuck.
You know, I wouldn't... Honestly, part of me wouldn't mind if this was like a situation with the Triple Crown title from All Japan. But I know Vince doesn't watch any kind of wrestling outside of his own bubble, so that's just a stupid fever dream of mine.
Yeah, you're just it's a pipe dream.
Yeah, so
also they really need to turn those, if now they're introducing this world title, they need to turn the Universal title into one belt again. They really do.
Yeah.
Because there's already enough fans I've seen confused about how many world titles there are and which one means what. Having 3 world title belts on 2 shows just makes no sense.
The last time the Fed had 3 title belts was way back in the Ruthless Aggression era. You had the Raw belt, SmackDown belt, ECW belt.
And at least those were all on their own brands, and each brand got 1 belt. Now we have 1 belt on Raw, 2 on SmackDown.
2 steps forward, 1,000 steps back.
And as many people point out, until Roman Reigns loses his belt, the Raw one is just going to look like a consolation prize, unfortunately.
It is a consolation prize, and I don't want to see Cody go after it, but considering he's on that brand, he's probably going to go after it, and I'm like, fuck it, they ruined him.
You know what would be really dumb? Is if they have him win it, and then he immediately gets cashed in on.
Don't give them any ideas, T-Dub. Because you know, he's a Rhodes. You know Vince has a long history of screwing over the Rhodes family.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's already in somebody's brain. Like a writer's probably going to pitch that at least at one meeting in the next few months. Well, in some better news, on Impact this week we saw the debut promo from Trinity Fatu!
'Twas glorious.
And she got a massive pop in that building.
I had the volume all the way down, and even I could hear those chants.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good to see her being appreciated. And they're wasting no time putting her into the Knockouts World Title program.
Which, at this point, is a good idea, considering Mickie James is no longer part of it.
True.
I hope that injury isn't how the last rodeo truly ends. Because that would just be really depressing.
Yeah, it would. It would.
I'm hoping after she's healed, good and healed, she has a nice, good, proper last run, like an actual one, where she can end on her own terms.
I approve of that.
And also, I'm just glad that when it comes to Trinity, that she's in some place where she's going to feel like a main event level star and not just another warm body to feed to people. Because that's what she's felt like for the past 3 or 4 years in WWE.
Yeah, she actually looks happy, and that's what people who give her crap about this need to understand. They're people, and they need to go and do what they feel they need to be happy. And she did what she had to do and she knew her own value, like Mercedes, and decided to gamble on herself. So she's doing this to make herself happy. She deserves that. Anyone in her position would deserve that.
Yeah, if you're not happy somewhere, then you deserve to be somewhere else where you can be happy. You should be forced to work somewhere where they just feel miserable 24/7.
Makes me so happy not to watch the fucking Fed, and other than just YouTube videos. And the shit posting. The shit posting is always fun.
Yes.
Posting is always fun, and hope it never stops being so.
Indeed.
And now it's time for the greatest part of the week. The weekend has truly begun because the Wrestling Games Grand Prix has returned, hosted by Duel Duelson and Slip Von Slippington.
Yep.
We start off with Greg Colley versus Daniel Bryan Danielson, and the commentary made Rene Beret and Dan Bandana references.
Hey, if since Bryan failed, Rene Beret could get a shot at the WGT.
Oh my God, he could.
No, he would have to get a shot at the multiversal title.
Yeah, they'd have to be multiversal.
Because, as Shin pointed out, Colley won with the double Goozle Bomb. Sad face as we are. And then we got Jim Ross versus his hero, his idol, Dr. Death.
Shout outs to Kim Justice.
Yeah.
She made the pick?
No, she last week she dropped a 1-hour video talking about the career of Steve Williams in All Japan.
Watch it before YouTube decide to be a prick about it. If you can find it, folks, without the blockages, good shit.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And Jim Ross, with his ass out, won with a knee trembler.
I gotta admit, the way he popped up from the homicide backdrop driver, Jim Ross has made it to some different stuff.
It's the barbecue sauce. That's the difference maker.
Mm-hmm. That move nearly killed Kenta Kobashi, and Jim Ross just ate it for breakfast. And of course, that lovely ending.
Yep, the knee trembler, baby.
What he said before it.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Yep. God bless that AI.
So, you guys want to end with some hilarious news?
What up?
Sure.
This is probably going to... You have to hold on to your butts. Gonna bust a gut laughing. So, Tessa Blanchard is back, and guess where she signed?
Where?
XPW.
No. What? No fucking way. No, you're kidding.
If I'm lying, you're dying.
Well, we are all dying, to be fair.
Ha ha, he, ha, hoo hoo, ha ha, he, ha ha. And I thought my jokes were terrible.
Oh! Oh, no!
I feel that's where you were going with that.
I thought about going Shawn Michaels, but for this situation, you gotta go Joker.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh my God. I'll take 2 dead brands no one ever wants ever again for 1,000, Alex.
Oh man, just thought I'd end things on a high note there.
You did.
AEW emanated this week live from Fuck You, Baltimore, Maryland.
Fuck you, Baltimore!
Yeah, I hear the sponsor for this week was Big Bell's Hells. So we started this week with some tag team action play as OC, Bandito, and the Undisputed Era took on the JAS.
Very good opener. And a nice little debut match for Roddy.
Oh
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Roddy got some, and during his entrance, Roddy got some gigantically loud chants.
Everybody loves Roddy Strong. I mean, if you love ROH, if you love Impact Wrestling, and if you especially love NXT, then you love Roddy Strong.
I feel like he was really underutilized during his time because most people, like, when I hear them talk about Roddy Strong, they're like, yeah, he's the part of the gang that's there, but, like, he was always one of my favorites because I've been a fan of Roddy since 2007, so I know how good he is. So it's really great to see him feel like a big deal here.
2005 for me.
Oh, nice.
Back when he was in Impact.
So yeah, really old school.
Yeah, that was real old school.
It's undisputed!
God damn it.
Undisputed. We're undisputed. We're all undisputed. Yeah.
I'm waiting on Breeze to drop that. I just need him, even if it's just on Twitter, just to tag Adam Cole in it. Like, just that video, tag Adam Cole in it. Do it, Breeze.
You coward.
Do it.
So the match ended with Adam Cole lowering the boom to Parker for the win, and then as soon as the bell rung, he immediately ran up the ramp to attack Jericho, just wasting no time at all. Didn't
He
even raise his
literally
hand.
jumped out. Jericho's ranting. Rah! Literally
Jericho
leaped at him.
Yeah, Jericho was just staring at the monitor, not paying attention to Adam Cole, just ranting at the match. It just, boom, blindside attack.
Yeah, and it was just a schmoz, a nice proper schmoz.
Oh yeah.
They ended up destroying the back end of the set for the announcers.
And of course, on Rampage, Jericho says, "I'm working with authorities to make sure I never be in the same building as Adam Cole." You're projecting the fact that you're wrestling him at Double or Nothing a little too hard, Mr. Jericho. You're slipping.
Then when he closed the door, he said, "Close the door."
On that, we get Perry and Allen backstage promo where Darby says, "Tonight, it's turtle time."
Turtle.
Because he likes turtles.
He likes turtles.
Fair. Yeah. Fair enough.
Let's see, the announce set is still a mess after the break. And Cole and Jericho are still being separated by security. And then Britt Baker slaps Jericho.
Adding Britt Baker to this was a stroke of genius.
Yeah, it makes it just that little bit more personal.
Like, they didn't need much to make Adam Cole versus Jericho enticing, but this was just, people are saying, "Oh, it's not good, it's not this," and no, it's working, it's working.
Yeah, it's the
and by the way, that Britt Baker T-shirt with the black eye does not invoke domestic violence.
No,
it's not. You fucking morons.
Was it a smart to create the shirt? Yes. Should they sell it? Hell no.
I broke Wahoo's leg vibes out of it.
No, it's not that it's offensive or anything. I just think the design is ugly.
It definitely does not look good for just wearing out and about in public.
It's just Britt Baker's a picture of Britt Baker on the show. No design, no sense of style. It's basic.
It's basically just a shirt for heels to wear.
Yeah, let the heels wear that shit. Don't sell it because it's too ugly. Ugh, no.
Well, speaking of ugly, Danielson got ugly about Bret Hart during the BCC promo.
I love the BCC.
And I love how Danielson's like, "I'm the best there is, the best there was, but I will not be the best there ever will be because I hope this little shit ends up being better than me."
And Utes just sits there and smiles.
That seems to be his thing now, just sitting there and smiling.
Making you think, what's he gonna do to my body?
Also, I love that FTR on Twitter didn't take kindly to this promo because he dared insult Bret Hart.
BCC versus FTR. I want that.
BCC versus CMFTR.
Who from BCC to face? Pick 3.
Yeah.
On that, we get Saraya versus Willow Nightingale, and the crowd was clapping along to Willow's theme. So that shows you how popular she already is in such a short amount of time.
Good old future ex-wife number 45.
And throughout this match, we saw Willow overpowering Saraya, but due to the constant interference from the Outcast, Saraya was able to pick up the victory. Afterwards, there was a post-match beatdown, and who would make the save but Sheeta, who looks like she was going to join the Outcast, but it's a swerve, bro!
Fool you! Also, wait a minute. I had to pull a MXC Dave on that one. Fan Dave.
Nevertheless,
Never, ever do Vince Russo.
okay.
Don't. Fucking don't.
Nevertheless, Sheeta is with the AEW Originals. So, former rivals Baker and Sheeta are now teaming together. Why? Because it's for the greater good.
The greater good.
Thank you.
How she could run in those Gettas, I will never know.
Probably the same way somehow Charlotte can run in super high heels. It's a mystery. Possibly takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a practice thing.
True.
And then we got the aforementioned House of Black promo where they're having an open house rules for their title, which means, as pointed out, 20-second count out rules, no rope breaks, and DQ is up to the challenger.
Yep. And they should, even after the House of Black eventually loses those belts, they should keep that stipulation, like where the champs can make the rules.
Something a little different.
It is. It makes things a little bit more interesting, and it kind of reminds me of Raven with his Raven's Rules matches.
Good old Raisin.
Then we get the Tres de Mayo Trios Battle Royale. Unfortunately, both Uno and Reynolds are both eliminated by Solo and QT in quick succession. And then the Lucha Bros eliminate QT and Solo.
Yay! Hey, Tony, get Powerhouse, get Hobbs away from QT.
But
it's not working. It's not gonna work.
But Aaron Solo is there.
No.
But Aaron.
No.
No one cares, Krillin.
Thank you.
Ding. So yeah, a whole bunch of good eliminations, and during halfway through the match, Butcher and the Blade scissor each other.
Disgusting.
T-Dub, I'm trying to tell you not to invoke that much pornography. We're on YouTube.
I'm just telling you what happened. Butcher and the Blade, they scissored each other in the middle of the ring in front of thousands of fans and millions watching around the world.
Dave!
You shouldn't
that
be
works
bringing
a
up
lot better.
you shouldn't be bringing up such a disgusting and lewd act.
Nevertheless, Daddy Ass and Anthony Bowens were the final people in the match, and afterwards they scissored each other.
Very wholesome. Everyone should watch that moment. It was very wholesome.
So Butcher and the Blade scissoring each other, that's a vile act that should never be repeated. However, Daddy Ass and Anthony Bowens, super wholesome, good for the whole family.
Yeah.
I mean, wholesome, yes. Good for the whole family. I mean, that's stretching a little bit, to be fair.
Well, we've seen in recent weeks in AEW that parents have been scissoring their children in the audiences.
Those family
Moving
bonds.
Moving on.
Oh, I hope there's no YouTube bots in the chat tonight.
Dude, it's YouTube. There's always a fucking bot in here.
So then we get a Sammy Guevara promo, and he is mad at MJF until MJF starts pulling the wool over his eyes.
That romance, it speaks to me.
And then we got...
Hey, like many good things, over too soon, but never truly forgotten.
Oh, yes. Then we got a Kenny and Don promo, and ooh, they were not happy McChappies.
Nope.
I don't think I've ever seen Don Callis this angry.
Yeah, Jackal was pissed.
And Kenny looks like he was possessed by a demon. He looks like he's going to murder Mox next week in Detroit.
Which, by the way, hey, there's a steel cage match next week. Yay!
And then we got Wardlow versus Chikara legend Logan motherfucking Easton LaRue.
He died.
He did,
Poor
but
guy.
that's one of my boys right there, Logan Easton LaRue. People who are also familiar with independent wrestling also should be familiar with him. He's been touring all over the country for the past several years. Goddamn amazing talent. Somebody sign Logan Easton LaRue. Also, I wrote in here, R.I.P. in Pisces Logan. Also, because it's Wardlow, there's one thing that could mean.
Leopold.
Leopold.
Boom.
Did he have to powerbomb him so many times?
I mean,
Yes.
technically, yes, he had to.
Ah. Then Wardlow calls out CC and Luchasaurus, and then Cage denies the challenge and says that the title shot's not for Luchasaurus, it's for him.
What?
So it looks like at Double or Nothing, it's not going to be Wardlow versus Luchasaurus, but Wardlow versus Christian Cage for the TNT title.
The instant classic. I'm always up for some instant classic.
Oh, yes. Always a good time for a Christian Cage match. And I'm honestly worried that Wardlow could lose another short title run.
Please don't.
As much as I would enjoy Christian Cage being the CLB with that title, keep the belt on Wardlow, at least for another couple of months.
If he has another short title run, that just might be the death of his career in this company. And then we got what seems to be Shintigercurl's favorite segment because he's been talking about it all week. And that is Triple J visiting Mark Briscoe at the Briscoe family farm.
Oh my God. This had no business being this good or this fucking funny. And yet, everyone on the call on Wednesday, floor, laughing.
There's something about Sanjay Dutt in a pair of overalls that's just hilarious.
There's something about Satnam Singh in those same goddamn overalls that just broke me.
You see that, Omos? That's called charisma. When you can pull off looking like a hick in overalls.
And then Papa Briscoe showed up, tried to give Mark some advice, told him not to trust him, especially the idiot in the overalls. Mark goes, "Which one?" "Both of them."
I enjoyed that segment far too much.
Of course, Jeff
Same
Jarrett
here.
singing "With My Baby Tonight."
Mwah! Perfection.
You could honestly put any wrestlers visiting the Briscoe chicken farm and it will be gold.
My favorite is still the Good Brothers versus the Briscoes on the farm.
Yeah.
Ditto.
All right, then we get Ricky Starks versus Juice Robinson, and ooh, good stuff here overall.
Yeah, it's feel bad for Juice. He should be being put over more than what he is right now, but
He should, but Starks
Early
is the star.
days for Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah, Ricky Starks is the star, though, and he did get that win, although Juice looked good in this match, I gotta say. Looks good.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad match.
No, not at all.
And afterwards, got a nice sneak attack from Jay White.
Jay White.
No, it's Jay White.
That's what I said, Jay White.
Don't make me
said,
Dave you
Matty.
again.
Matty, are you not hearing him? He said Jay White.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's Jay White. You don't emphasize the H.
He's not.
It's not Cool Whip.
Matty, why are you calling it Cool Whip? It's Cool Whip.
Then why are you calling it Jay? Why do you call it Jay White? It's Jay White.
That's what Shin and I are saying, right?
All
Shin?
right, Dave.
So, anyways,
Fuck
then we
up
get
this
a
fan.
recap.
This is a cheap dollar store fan. I'm gonna need to get another one now.
So then we get a recap of the Firm Deletion feud, hyping up the match that happened last night.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, then we got a promo with MJF and good old Jack Perry. And MJF did this all to cause friction between Perry and Darby. And the one thing I didn't like about this is that it was shot too much like a WWE backstage promo.
Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it's just a good idea to go with the template and not fuck it up. Yes, it's a WWE thing, but let's be honest. MJF is trying to become a WWE wrestler, so to have segments in that style, I can forgive that.
So they don't do it too often because it's one of the things that really separates the two companies.
Good point.
Oh no, absolutely. But it's one of those once in a while kind of situations, and I think it was appropriate here. I pay no mind to it,
especially for the context.
Yeah.
How dare you betray me, Jungle Boy? I'm gonna go throw myself down some stairs.
Yeah, I knew you were going with that. I knew it. Because he fell.
He fell.
With his turtles.
Oh, why would his turtles fall? Turtles don't fall.
Boo!
They fall with me.
Moving on
to our main event of Dynamite. Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Darby Allin versus MJF and Sammy Guevara. And it looked like early on that Perry and Allin are going to have the issues with teaming together. But in the end, it was actually MJF and Guevara. They ended up getting into quite the spatter as at the end of the match, Sammy Guevara delivered a super kick, but that ended up costing him as he took his eye off the ball and got his ass beat, with Darby Allin hitting the coffin drop, almost hitting Jungle Boy in the process.
I hate AEW for this.
Because they broke up Sammy and MJF?
No, because they mashed their themes together to create an absolute banger. What the fuck were you thinking?
There was no way a mashup should have worked, but no, it worked. It fucking worked better than it should have.
And I'll never hear it again.
It's on YouTube.
That's good. They need to put it on Spotify.
It slaps so damn hard.
It does.
If I couldn't get in trouble with if I could do it without getting in trouble with copyright, I'd put that song somewhere on my stream. It's that good.
I'm gonna have to check that one out then, because just hearing it on Dynamite, it sounded all right, but it didn't sound like anything worth like listening to on its own, like some of the other songs. So moving on from that, we get to AEW Rampage as Lucha Bros and Vikingo take on QTV.
Good triple threat.
Well, trios match.
Trios, I mean, it's my bad.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the Implosion Dragon Rana from Vikingo to QT. Like, that was just a work of beauty.
Say what you will about QT TV. It gave us more heel there for Vikingo, and I'm not opposed to that.
And it was during this match, it was announced that this Wednesday, we're going to see OC versus Garcia for the International title.
You know what I got to do.
Here we go.
And by the way, the following skit is brought to you by Guts Masterson.
I will hurt you only in a way a sports entertainer can, Orange Cassidy. But now, I'm going to go talk to an actual sloth instead of a man sloth. Hey, sloth, how you doing? You got a real slow metabolism. What's that like? You're really good at climbing and leave the tree to poop on the ground. What's that about? I got to start training for my match now. See you later, sloth. Say hi to your mother for me.
You're welcome, Guts. We'll get to the rest of your email in a few minutes, of course.
Yep, and near the end of the match, Hobbs was busy choking Alex, and that left his team defenseless to be taken out by a stomp package pile driver combo from the Lucha Bros.
Vikingo, I'm going to say it right now, Vikingo may be the best luchador in the world. I'm sorry, Ray Phoenix, but just that guy should not be there.
And now that you say that, now I want to see Vikingo versus, or El Hijo de Vikingo versus Ray Phoenix now. That must happen.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't think the universe is ready for that.
No one is ready, but who cares? Book it, Tony.
Hey, book it.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Do it.
Then we get some backstage comments from MJF following the tag team match, and he was not a happy McChappy himself.
Yep.
Tipping over every table he could come across to the point where he didn't even know where he dropped his belt.
He was that angry.
He lost track of the big bird belt.
Big bird belt.
Big bird belt.
Big bird belt.
And then we got a promo Matty mentioned earlier where Chris Jericho was trying to essentially get Cole banned from AEW.
He's not going to do it, of course. It's not going to happen. Tony Khan knows it's money.
So yeah, those, as Matty pointed out, those two are definitely facing each other at Double or Nothing. Following that, we get Jade Cargo versus Gia Scott, and commentary noted that Taya is suspended for nearly attacking poor Aubrey Edwards. And I really love the ending of this match where Gia was really selling the horror of Jaded. Like, she was screaming her lungs out.
Yes, she was. She was a screamer.
Phrasing.
And then she died. And then we got a good old Mark Briscoe promo, but before he could say too much, Triple J interrupted. And my next note here is simply, what is wrong with Sanjay?
I don't know.
There's something wrong with him, and I don't know what it is.
It's called being Daffy Duck, which is the wrestling equivalent of now.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, he is definitely Daffy.
Would he be more Daffy Duck or Donald Duck?
He is more Daffy.
Donald was just mad. Daffy was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Next contest is Mark Briscoe versus Preston Vance. And Vance started the match by ripping up Mark Kidd's signs. And Mark didn't take too kindly to that.
Very good match. Very good match.
And during this match, they announced that ROH will now be taping at Orlando Studios. So good that they still are getting use out of that rent.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta use it for something, so may as well use it for ROH if you can't use it for Dark. Let's see, Mark, let's see through here. Let's see, Tony Schiavone at one point says, if you don't love Mark Briscoe, then you don't love pro wrestling.
He's right, you know.
He is not he definitely is not incorrect. He is definitely correct.
Unlike Jim Ross, who said that Mark Briscoe is not known as a high flyer.
God damn it, Jim.
No, you know,
even though
he's not wrong either, though. I mean, I don't remember Mark Briscoe being the highest of flyers, especially in Ring of Honor.
He's literally the high flyer of the group. Half of his offense is flying off the top rope. Between him and Jay, Mark is the one that would always go flying around the place.
He's got a point. I know Mark. I know Mark flying more than Jay ever did.
Fair.
And at one point in this match, just to prove JR wrong, Mark Briscoe ended up doing a triple jump senton. And of course, at the end of the match, he KO'd Jose with some redneck kung fu and hit the J Driller for the win. And just to make things super wholesome, he invited his whole family into the ring, including Papa Briscoe, to celebrate. That literally got me to tear up.
Just wholesomeness. Yes.
Just great seeing the whole Briscoe family in the ring, and I hope Jay's kids are doing better.
That's the hope.
Sorry, go ahead.
If they're anything like -1, they're gonna have a bunch of great aunts and uncles to help them out.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing I do love about AEW is that it really seems like they always come together to help each other at the worst of times.
Also, shout outs to Edge and Christian for what they did for -1.
Oh, what'd they do?
They took him to a hockey game.
Oh, that's nice.
Got to pose with them. The picture was flying. Was pictures of them at a hockey game are all over social media.
Edge and Christian, you mean?
Edge, Christian, and -1.
They were at Game 6 in Tampa.
Oh,
Yep.
where Toronto won?
Where Toronto won. By the way, that picture is from that game where I went, holy shit, the Leafs won a series. That was the game.
Oh, wow. -1 got to see history.
You got to see history.
And I can tell you that.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I can tell you that entire thing totally reeked of awesomeness.
And also
no, you are absolutely correct, sir.
That you are, and I can only imagine how happy Edge and Christian must have been considering they're huge Toronto sports nuts.
They are Leafs fans through and through, and yeah.
They love the Leafs and they love the Blue Jays.
Speaking of, I am planning on going to see the Blue Jays during Fall Forbidden Door weekend, since that is on a Sunday.
Savio Vega returns to the WWE. Are you
Savio
sure about that?
Vega and Carlito in a backstage segment.
Oh, about to say backstage.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense because they're in Puerto Rico, so cameo.
Yeah, Savio Vega gave Bad Bunny a kendo stick with the Puerto Rican flag on it.
And Carlito, I'm guessing, gave him an apple.
Either that or it's a run-in from what I'm looking at right now. But well, if we need to do something, we'll do something. Yeah, that's about it.
Hey, Bad Bunny, when you see Damian Priest, tell him, did you spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool?
No, you don't even have to tell them. You just say, you're not cool, and then spit the apple. That does remind me, before we continue to the main event around Page, let's see, Seth Rollins defeated Omos, Theory, Rhea Ripley retained against Zelina Vega, 7-10. Bad Bunny had a match against Damian Priest. Let me refresh here. It's probably long enough that it's been that long. Okay, so it's still Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. Solo, the six-man, the Bloodline six-man, and the main event is slated to be Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
All righty then.
Okay, JC does say Bunny just pinned Priest about a couple of minutes ago, I'm assuming. So there you go. Thank you, JC.
Ah, cool.
Hey, and by the way, hi for everybody in the chat.
Hello.
Hello. We see you. We see you. Just no one's popped out something interesting yet.
I've just been focused on getting through the list. That's just where my attention is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So then we get a Dustin Rhodes promo. He is super happy about AEW going to Austin, Texas soon. So much so that he asked the announcer to say it twice, because Austin, Texas just gets Dustin Rhodes' nipples hard.
He's not wrong.
And then he got beat up by someone wearing allegedly drip.
No, he got beat up by Brian Cage. Swerve never touched him. He just bent over to talk smack.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
And then, as soon as he was done, Keith Lee made the run-in. So yeah, Keith Lee versus Swerve, Double or Nothing. Book it, Tony. It's going to be good stuffs. Then we got some announcements for matches happening on Wednesday. Julia Hart versus Anna JAS in a no-holds-barred match.
By the
Also
way,
seeing-
next week's Dynamite is essentially Dynamite grudge match. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, Tony Khan on Twitter said that this Wednesday is essentially a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it may as well be that because the cage match, there's a grudge match. Anna Jay versus Julia Hart, there's a grudge match.
We're also seeing Rey Fenix versus Claudio Castagnoli in a double Jeopardy match. The loser will have to put their title on the line in a following match.
So if Rey Fenix defeats Claudio Castagnoli, then we have Rey Fenix versus Claudio for the Ring of Honor World Title. If not, BCC's got a shot at the tag belts.
Yep. We're also going to get a Christian Cage promo and House of Black versus Best Friends and Bandito in an open house rules match.
House of Black.
House of Black.
House
Thank
of
you.
Black. And then we get to our main event. Ooh, what a main event this was. The Firm Deletion match. And, oh boy, this is everything I needed it to be.
Now-
especially Stokes.
So I'm going to say this right now, and this is the one nitpick I have. This was tamer than the other editions. Not going to lie, folks.
I was going to say the same thing.
It was,
not
but
the same. Before you go to the positives, there are positives to this. I want to say this. If this is the last time we're at the Hardy compound, let it be the last. You can't do what... It's obvious that you have no wish to replicate what the fuck happened with the broken Hardyverse, and it's obvious you don't want to go that way. If this is how you finish the firm off, that's the blow off, that's fine. I'm done with the cinematic matches, especially with the Broken Hardys. It's just not the same. Now, that being said, holy shit, Stokely, keep selling like that. Damn!
yeah, I absolutely love this. It started a little slow in the beginning, but once we got to Stokely in the living room, then it picked way the fuck up.
And that was
against the Hardy kids, really, that's where it picked up.
No, for me, it picked up when Wolfgang and Maxwell almost ran him over like a pair of psychopaths that they are.
In their little Hot Wheels car.
And Stokes acting like Michael McDonald from Austin Powers.
Yes.
I was thinking the same fucking thing. I couldn't think of the damn name. Thank you. Michael McDonald.
Of course,
No! And the forklift takes like 10,000 hours to get to him. No!
go out of the way! Out of the way! Out of the way!
No! Oh!
And then, as I mentioned, he ended up eventually infiltrating the living room, trying to see if Coming to America was on their TV. Which, if you've never seen Coming to America, please watch it. It's amazing. It's Eddie Murphy at his best.
It's an Eddie Murphy movie. You rarely go wrong with Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy during his peak.
Everybody always bring up Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano.
He beat Muhammad Ali's ass. That's right, he beat Joe Lou's ass. Fuck you, and fuck you. Who's next?
Yep, that barbershop scene is easily one of the most iconic scenes in any comedy I can think of.
Hi, Cuba Gooding Jr.
So, anyway, also, while he was in the living room, he ended up getting tased by the returning Senor Benjamin. And then he got his ass beat in the ring, which Matt has set up in a barn, essentially, by Rebby and Maxwell.
Maxwell
And
performing.
Stokely received the best swanton I've seen in a long time.
And then afterwards, Rebby just looks at her kid and just goes, "Okay, love you, honey. It's bedtime."
delete. Okay.
The just amazing performances from their kids. And the best spot of the match, a man known as the Orgasmic Isaiah. Brother Zay.
Orgasmic Isaiah, I knew you'd come.
Yeah, he
And
ends up moaning
believe
multiple
me, if I didn't want to take a shit on the Fed, that would have been the stinger with Sterling Archer going, so we're not doing phrasing anymore? And believe me, I'm keeping that in the back pocket. There are weeks I just don't want to produce a fucking show, and I want to make stingers just in case. That will definitely be one of them.
Oh yes, because it was fantastic. Just moaning on the roof of that building for like a minute straight before doing a swanton onto the sea of people, and then humping the ground.
That was some good stuff.
And then they drag poor Stokely. Then they eventually corner Ethan Page in the middle of the ring, and they just proceed to beat his ass 10 ways to Sunday.
Yep.
And after they celebrate, Jeff Hardy just out of nowhere leaves the group just to light a symbol in the front yard.
So to make you think, oh, this was a broken Hardyverse match. It wasn't.
No.
Where's the lake? Where's the lake? Where are the weird random cameos? Okay? We got a couple cameos here and there. Like we had the drone. Drone made it.
Where's Skarsgård the boat?
Yeah.
We're not saying we're not saying that the deletion was bad. We're just saying compared to all the other ones, it was the tamest one.
It definitely wasn't as good as any of the Impact ones. I can tell you that much. Like,
all right, folks, it's just not the fucking same.
I can honestly say that. Although I am glad they still imported comedy into it, because that is part of what makes it great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Stokely is the kind of guy that is a straight man to comedic wrestling. And, I mean, to be fair, raggedy bitches. Raggedy
Stokely
bitches everywhere.
Is one of the greatest comedy workers in all of wrestling. I still remember a Chikara match where he faced, what was his name? Fuck. What was the name he was using? The Rockabilly dude.
Billy Gunn?
No, the guy who's doing the Rockabilly gimmick.
Yeah, Billy Gunn.
No, it wasn't Billy Gunn. Fuck. I only remember the name he used while he wore a mask. I can't remember his unmasked name.
Honky Tonk Man?
No, like... Fuck, what was his... God damn, is someone in the chat know?
El Vagabundo?
No, a Rockabilly name.
Are you sure? I mean, El Vagabundo has a guitar, so...
He played hipster indie rock.
He still can... How do you know he can't play rock?
T-Dub, move on. We're not helping.
This is actually now starting to legitimately bother my brain now.
Move on.
That's all I have is just this main event, and that's all I have for the list.
All right. Guts, send us this email. You obviously heard Shin's part in it. What he wrote, with the current Writers Guild of America strike, do WB's writer fall under the umbrella? No. They are not union.
Nope.
And by the way, some of you are wondering, wait, that shit is written? Yes, allegedly.
Lucas Calhoun.
Okay, fair.
That's what I was thinking. So Stokely and Lucas were having a match, and Lucas had Stokely tied up at one point and invited the entire crowd and the commentary team to take turns chopping him in a conga line.
I remember that spot now. What the fuck? Yeah. By the way, back to the email there. Satnam Singh's overalls versus Jake Hager's hat. Something on a pole match. How do we make this as fun and ridiculous as possible? You just said it right there. Satnam Singh versus Jake Hager. The overalls versus Jake Hager's hat. Boom. Done. You don't have to do anything else.
Sounds like a Rampage main event.
Yeah. Technically does sound like it. Yeah.
I would want that.
Yeah.
I like this hat. I like these overalls. I like this hat. I like these overalls.
Now you just make it sound like they're flirting.
Oh no, Wardlow isn't going to like that.
Oh no.
Hey, Satnam, get your own man. That booty is mine.
All right, let's do winners and losers, boys.
Losers. There, I'm gonna rectify something. Last night I was gonna give a person a loser, but considering after watching his latest video and what he shared, I'm gonna give him a pass. Bad take was a bad take, but I'm gonna give him a pass. I'm gonna give Little Karibo a pass because he said the reason why his video was so late.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that on Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason why he was so late was because, unfortunately, his father passed away.
Oh, jeez. I knew it was a bad
So he was late in explaining his point of view and apologizing?
He didn't go so much. He didn't talk about his take. He just said, when he released his newest video about him watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, he just said that was part of the reason why it took so long. So I'll give him a pass, just out of respect for his father. But D-Cell Battery Award, this person is going to have to join Ryback on the permanent D-Cell Battery Award winner.
I think I know who you speak of. Proceed.
I have mentioned him many times before, but what he did in the last couple of weeks shows that interview really unhinged him. Darkside Phil.
Oh, he's gotten worse?
Yeah.
Well, lately, today, he tried to actually do the Lol-Cow podcast with Boogie and Wings of Redemption without Keemstar. And keep in mind,
I'm guessing by your tone here, it went about as well as a fart in church.
Yep, because Boogie actually did an interview recently with Stuttering Craig on the Side Scroll podcast, and he pretty much outed Phil as saying that Phil wanted to go behind Keem's back and do the podcast between the three of them, and Boogie was like, "No, you cost me $50,000. I could have used that money. Wings could damn sure use that money, but no, because of your ego, you cost us. I am not working with you." Keep in mind, I am not a fan of Boogie. I am definitely not a fan of Wings of Redemption, but they are right not to work with Phil because as bad as they are, he is worse, and he proved it this week. He got into a beef with self-opponent Lol-Cow Rich from Review Tech USA. Rich, of course, doesn't care because Rich knows he's a Lol-Cow and he actively profits from it, so that's good on him. And then this just goes to show you that Phil has no idea how to interact with people because he did one of the few things you don't do to people. You don't bring up a person's family. Especially their fucking kids.
This just got depressing.
This man has a fucking following.
He said
this man makes profit out of his goddamn ego and stupidity, and I'm here. The three of us are here, not a goddamn dime to our names thanks to this show. What the fuck is wrong with this world?
He said that he went on this tirade about how terrible Rich was and how he was a terrible influence and how his children are going to look back and be ashamed of him. And
all right, you know what? This is going to be the second week of the World Row. I've said, okay, enough. But Shin, I'm officially, this is the last time we're bringing up Darkside Phil. We are not putting this motherfucker over on this show.
No, I'm with you on that. That's why he's on my permanent list, so I don't have to put him on there, regardless of what he does. Because, like I said, it doesn't matter if you are beefing with somebody. Like, there are a lot of people that I do not like. I don't like Logan Paul. I don't like Ryback. But you know what? I keep my dislike to them alone. I don't include their family. I don't even mention another guy's family. But, Phil, for you to say this shit about his kids and how they're going to feel about him, you got a problem with people bringing up your wife, but then you bring somebody's kids into it? Like, no. Screw you entirely, Phil Brunel. I think there's been speculation that he's currently might be going through a divorce with his wife. I hope that shit goes through. He doesn't deserve any happiness after that bullshit he said. So fuck you, Phil. Fuck you. So fuck off. Keep fucking off. Once you get there, fuck off some more. Turn around the corner. Go down the block a couple of streets. Then fuck off. And once you've fucked off as far as you can, just keep fucking off. You terrible waste of a human being.
Moments like these make me think guys like Darkside Phil should be shot in a rocket Into the sun.
Yeah. As for losers, oh, who are we kidding? This might be a sweep. The Fed. not just for the fucking fiasco with the new world title and that bullshit tournament, but also because someone who was working with who was working backstage with the writers said that someone actually proposed a gimmick for one Mansoir of the Maximum Male Models, and that gimmick was to suggest that he was the mastermind behind a particular attack on America.
He's talking about the one in New York in 2001, folks.
Yeah, I believe we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still giving it a loser.
Yep. Yep. Sounds good.
And my last loser, Illuminati, for basically destroying her career because she is a sociopathic egotist. And I'm not just saying this out of my ass. This woman, based on all the evidence and the stories that have come out about her, she has issues. Like, she is disturbed. And I used to follow her, but once I understood the kind of person she was, I'm like, no, this woman should not have a platform. She should not have a show, because she is just a detriment to real YouTubers who don't use their power to basically be a tyrant to her group. So yeah, Illuminati, Blair, you saw where Phil went when he fucked off. You can fuck right off with him too. Just go right, fuck. No, turn right. Follow the pig smell. Yeah, fuck right off. Yeah, fuck off.
Well, I'm just gonna keep my loser to WWE for the dreadful tournament they're having, and it seems to just shoot the idea.
I'm not going to call it dreadful, as in uninspiring is more the word, I think.
Disappointing is also another word, because it's supposed to be the Raw world title, and you're going to have people from SmackDown competing in the tournaments. Because you're like, oh, what
ass backwards logic. Are you sure Triple H is on creative? Yeah, I'm sure Vince is back. Fuck off.
It's just like, okay, we're gonna crown a new world champion, and oh boy, just that, and just
moments like this makes me not want to be part of the show anymore. Be done with it. Just be what DJ Omega does. Just like enjoy wrestling and make toy videos. Well, I don't know what kind of videos I would be making though.
Another thing about that's confusing is on Raw and SmackDown the past week, they've drafted both the NXT Women's Champions and the team that was challenging for them.
T-Dub, I've made my opinion known already. Move.
Yeah, just the draft had a lot of questionable decisions that just had me scratching my head. And that's all I have this week for losers.
For me, the Fed, for all the obvious reasons. Booker T for trying to order DoorDash during Indy Hartwell's heartfelt farewell.
Oh, that's when he was doing it?
Wait.
If you look at the lights in the background, and like at the person in the background, that's Indy Hartwell.
Wait, what?
So yeah, Booker T was caught by a fan on video ordering DoorDash. And apparently it was during Indy Hartwell's farewell promo on NXT.
You could see it in the background, like the wide lens before people zoom in on the DoorDash thing. Which, by the way, nothing against DoorDash. I use DoorDash. It's fun. It's awesome. But don't do it. Don't fucking do it in the middle of the fucking show, especially in a moment where someone's dropping a championship to fuck off somewhere. Seriously.
Booker, the Chipotle can wait. You gotta give Indy her respects. God damn it, Booker.
Respect. 10 minutes. Could have waited about 10 minutes. Gigi Dolan, or whatever the fuck her face comes out to get the booze, to pick up the belt, get the booze, whatever. That's where you start doing the DoorDash. You wouldn't be caught doing it when Ric Flair was fucking, retiring, wouldn't you?
That's because Ric Flair has earned respect.
Respect. And a final loser to Mattel, and for one very specific reason. Gentlemen, check your Discord chat. There you go. There it is. Check your screen. There's
what in the actual complete disgusting hell is that?
Oh, I gotta think.
That isn't Cody Rhodes.
He looks like a fucking Ghostbuster villain.
He looks like a Slimer possessed Cody Rhodes. I need to give the proper credit here because Jesus.
What is that face? What's wrong with your face?
It is allegedly the Woe Face, and old friend of the show, by the way, Hope Within Chaos, who joins in every once in a while. He can't do it every week, but he joins in every once in a while for the Dynamite call. He's the one who posted this in our group chat.
Well, thank you, Mr. Faust, for that, because
now
I'm going to have
his
nightmares
caption,
for the rest of the year.
Friends, Cody has been done dirty.
Again! This company can't stop doing him dirty.
You know what? I'm sorry. I got to make light of this. That's the only way I can sleep at night.
Why do you think I bring it up, bud? Why do you think I bring it up?
I got to pull Johnny out of this. I got to pull Johnny from New Legacy.
Oh no!
Phenomena! Phenomena!
That is less. That is definitely an O face of anything, just not whoa.
On OBS, I call it Cody's O face. I was almost tempted to go whoa face. Cody, that's what it is. They're trying to replicate him, going with the crowd, go whoa.
I do hope that is not his actual O face. In that case, I feel bad for Brandy Rhodes.
Well, that explains why she has him wear the Fuego Dos mask all the time.
Oh no!
Yeah, if that's his O face, then her favorite position must be doggy style, because I wouldn't want to face that.
Oh, or reverse cowgirl.
Or just Cody with a bag over his head. Just,
Scary Movie 2 style.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much.
Smoking body, shit face. Let's do winners, please.
You put
what?
The chat, they can see it? The chat can see the picture?
Oh, no. I put it on screen. It was
Why
set up.
Why did you do that to them?
Because they need to know what the fuck they're looking at when we're laughing at it.
The people are going to have nightmares. This video will never be monetized.
No, look at the chat. They're fucking laughing, dude.
They're laughing out of fear.
If you put that face under a magnifying glass in a hot summer day, it would actually be an improvement.
Yeah. Hey, and for the record, most of us pretty sure saw A already, and B wanted to laugh at it, which you need the fucking context.
Hell, Milkman from Action League Now looks better than that.
Back up now.
To quote another hero, The Flash, ouchies!
That is literally someone should make a gif of you saying that with that face. That is literally what that sounds like.
Oh no, yeah.
Ouchies!
Ouchies!
It's still a meme with my best friend and I. We've been saying that since we were kids. Still doing it. Nevertheless, I don't know where to go to from here. Matty, where are we going?
We're doing winners, bud.
Okay. All right, gotta wash that out of my head. Washed and washed.
What do you think? What do you think I have popcorn and alcohol downstairs after the show's done? Teed up, it'll just be video games and soda pop anyway, but you get the idea.
All right, winners, AEW, because they've been winning this week, not just with their in-ring action, but also Wembley Stadium. Good on you guys, good on you. Impact for getting Trinity Fatu and hopefully getting more eyes on it, because Lord knows Impact needs more eyes on it. People need to realize that Impact has shaken the stink of the Dixie Carter and Hogan and Bischoff eras. It's good now. It's perhaps the most consistently good wrestling in North America. Yes, I said it. It's good. It's good. You need to watch it. Watch it if you can. And also, who else is a good winner? Ace Vane for his recent video where it's 50 Cent selling minivans.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he's singing his song, Minivans, you can buy one from me.
I get it. It's many men.
Man, no credit. You can come in and get a minivan, except Ja Rule. It is 1 minute and 30 seconds of pure hilarity, and it just goes to show you that Ace Vane needs more views than he gets because that guy is a comic genius.
Not only that, but he's been around forever, hasn't he?
I don't know exactly how long he's been around, but he still needs more views because, oh, good Lord, I love his stuff. We all love his stuff.
Every time I watch it, I always at least chuckle. It's more I can say it than a lot of other YouTubers.
True. And that's all my winners.
T-Dub.
Gotta give him a winner to AEW for doing what many people said would be impossible, and that is damn near selling out Wembley. That is a feat. Right
Even
there.
if they don't sell it out, the fact that they beat WCW's attendance record of like 35,000 people is huge in the first place. This is a big win for AEW, whether they sell out or not. 60,000 people in that building is going to be amazeballs. And anyone who think it's not going to be amazeballs, you are not human. You are not human.
Just to add another praise, they're close to outselling Clash at the Castle.
Good.
Fuck them.
Could you imagine just being a fly in the wall of Vince's office when they tell him, their AEW just outsold our UK show, sir?
What the hell? How did that t-shirt company do that? Who they got on their roster?
Third, they have a Maxwell Friedman and a John Moxley.
John Moxley, that guy looks...
No, gentlemen, you simply say, they got Omega versus Osprey, you don't. Fuck you. Moving on.
And of course, Impact Wrestling, because they've been doing great stuff for the past couple years. And the signing of Trinity Fatu just shows you that their women's division is just absolutely on point. And that's all I got. Matty, who do you got?
Two of them. AEW, all the obvious reasons you've been brought out. And Impact. Trinity Fatu looks like she's going to be just home. She's going to feel just at home doing it.
Is this the first three sweep?
Oh, we got a sweep, baby! Someone get the broom!
Yeah!
We got 3 sweeps.
Yeah.
Sweep City, baby! Population
Absolutely.
us.
Plug away, boys.
Oh yeah, as everybody knows, I've been very, very active. Been writing far more than I have been. Don't know why, but I'm not going to question it. And I am now 80% done with the second edition of New World. The New World second edition will hopefully be done by the beginning of next week, considering my how far I'm going. The second edition will include a new cover, some new added scenes, some stuff at the end where I will include pictures and small bios of all the characters and what inspired me to do them. So it's certainly worth copying. As far as YouTube stuff goes, I've been starting to stream more. Hopefully on Fridays. I couldn't stream last week because of I couldn't stream this Friday because my mom was a little sick under the weather, and I didn't want to just leave her alone like that. So there's that. And tomorrow I will begin re-recording some old War Machine footage and vocal stuff for some new videos. So for those of you who've been wondering, I took some time off, so I'm back to the War Machine stuff. So it's at Maxicorn on YouTube. If you want to help me out, because I cut my tongue before we started, hence why I'm sounding a little off. PayPal.com/Shintigercurl, Cash App, $Shintigercurl. Any little bit helps. Anything helps to help me out with my teeth.
And thank you, Mayor, for voicing the link in the chat, because I still wasn't sure if I could or not at this point, but I didn't want to.
I gave you managing moderators, so should be in there now.
Yep,
and so does Max Acorn, which should be you.
Thank you.
Yep, so check out those channels. I'll be doing weekly Let's Plays until I move, and then I'll get back to the reviewing. And it's amazing just how much of my stuff is already packed up and how much stuff I still have to go. Really shows you how much stuff I collect over the decades. Perhaps too much.
That's going to be me in about a year or so, I'm sure, and that's going to be a pain.
Yeah, just look around your desk and just know, oh, I'm going to have to pack all of this up. That's going to be fun.
You're taking your time with it, which is the smart thing to do, just getting it done in little bits.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to just go it all in one single rush because, yeah, I feel like that would be too stressful. So just a little bit every day and so, and before I know it, it'll be all packed up and I'll be in the new house. It'll be all good.
That being said, you want to see his videos just a little early, patreon.com/GWKReviews, Shin's PayPal, paypal.com/Shintigercurl, paypal.me/MattyJ316. Donations are optional, but always appreciated. We'd love to do it. We got a Discord. We're off for a little bit for the Tokarev stuff. As soon as we're ready to do some riffing, we'll let you folks know in that Discord thing. That's it, folks. We're done here. One last update, actually, before we do. By the way, Carlito was an in-match cameo. He did a run-in for Bad Bunny, who won his matchup as they defeated him. It was 25 minutes. They have the 6-man tag ongoing, and the main event is Cody Rhodes versus Bork Laser as the main event. And that's about it. That is the show. We thank you very much for tuning in and saying hello to us as per usual. We thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We're going to get stupid close to Double or Nothing sooner or later. Looking forward to that. But until then, on behalf of everybody here, including Shintigercurl,
tune in next week for another episode because this podcast is Wrestle-Cast-tastic.
What about Conan? TWK!
Drink some Mountain Dew. It'll make you feel good. Isn't that right, Shin?
Mountain Dew? Why, that soda is craptastic!
There it is! There you
God
go.
Damn it. Put some respect on the Dew.
Never. As Shin would say. My name's Matty. I remind you to tell professional wrestling support you to put up a promotion as soon as possible. Do better next week. The next time. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Puerto Rico. Loud crowd. Have a good one. Have a safe one. Bye, 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 bye.
This Monday night on Raw, we will begin a World Heavyweight Championship tournament. It will be across both brands. On Monday Night Raw, there will be 2 triple threat matches with the winners facing each other later that night to determine a winner for Monday Night Raw. That Friday on SmackDown, the same thing will happen. 2 triple threat matches will take place. Those winners will face each other at the end of SmackDown to determine a winner there. Those 2 winners from Raw and SmackDown will then go on to Night of Champions, where one of them will be crowned the new World Heavyweight Champion.
I expect nothing, and I'm still let down.